Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome to another Racial Alliance video. Guys, we've got an insane 10x coming this weekend. You've probably seen some other videos already, but KRISK, the Ageless, will be one of the champions featured. If you still don't have that champion, then this is your chance. I know we just had a 2x on voids. That's what they usually do. They put a 2x on voids. Then next weekend, when everybody doesn't have any voids, they put a good champion in as a 10x, or they do it before the 2x on voids. They always bring in those champions that you think, okay, should I buy a pack and hopefully get lucky and get that champion? Then this is what they're doing with this one. So KRISK the Ageless is going to be offered from Void, an insane champion. I do have him already. Like, I'm thinking of pulling for this guy again, just to have another one, just to have two of them, because this guy is insane. I have mine built with almost 90,000 health, 192 speed, 340 accuracy, and the build is quite good for both PvP but PvE situations as well, where I use him in the Doom Tower. He works just fantastic in there with his Provoke. He has an ally protection. He's just an insane champion. He extends the duration of your buffs. He has a shield once you go in. If he gets attacked, then he applies a defense down and attack down on the attackers. He's got an A1 that applies decreased speed. An insane kit. I think he's one of the best voids in raid at the moment. I think he's in the top 3. I would say he's the top compared to Siphi, where you will not see so many Sifis within the clan boss. For example, you're gonna see KRISK. You're gonna see KRISK in PvP. You're gonna see KRISK in Doom Tower. You're gonna see KRISK everywhere. Okay, but yeah, I have 0 shards at the moment, so it's very unlikely for me to be buying a pack just to get a second. Hopefully, getting a second KRISK when, you know, I'm hoping for that Siphi in the future, maybe, or that Necrot, which it's champions that I still don't have. So what do we have other than KRISK the Ageless? We've got Martyr, Ignatius, Black Knight, Prunder, Giskard, Bearcat, and Turaki. So all of them fantastic champions. Let's just go over it and I'll explain why they're great. If you're still like new to the game and haven't experienced those champions yet, Martyr is amazing because of her counterattack skill. She's a very high damage dealing champion as well. If you want to build her with defense, critical range, critical damage, you'll be surprised at the damage that he does for her role. Okay, her role is mostly for support with the counterattack buff, attack down, defense down to help your damage dealers do some damage. But you'll notice that she can also do some damage by herself with this big A3 here if you build her in that way. I might do a video on that in the future. So who's next is going to be Ignatius, a champion that I don't have. Okay, let me just click the right area. Oh, the lag. Okay, Ignatius right here. Ignatius is another great champion, but not so much featured in many areas of the game. He's just featured for Spider, really, some Doom Tower rotations, but you'll be surprised again on how much damage he can do with his skills. His big turn to Ash skill, his A3 attacks all enemies and has a 100% chance to apply the HP burn without it getting resisted. With this can be huge, because it means you don't need accuracy for this specific skill, and he can also do some solid damage on this. So it's a weird combination of, if you want to build him for Spider, you should not focus on his damaging stats at all. So no critical rate, no critical damage, low defense if you can, so that those Spiderlings do not die, because he can cause them to die, especially if you happen to have a defense down or anything. Then he can actually reduce their health by a ton, and it doesn't work in a good way with HP burn strategies for the Spider. He's got a stun debuff on his A1, so you'll need accuracy for that, obviously, and a provoke on his A2 as an AoE, which again you'll need accuracy. So it's different builds for different areas depending on what you want to do. Next up is Black Knight, who can actually be surprisingly good. He's got a provoke on his A1, continuous heal, increased defense on his A2, and a great AoE that can be surprising if he is very low on health. And that is accompanied by his passive, where he gets an unkillable buff. Then when he is low, he just goes in there with the A3, can actually do some solid damage if they let him do it. Okay, so not a bad pull, but definitely not a top tier pull like Martyr or Ignatius, I would say, compared to, you know, the other two that we've got the 10x going. Then we've got Prunder. Prunder is a champion that I've honestly never used at all. One of the newer champions added to the game. He's got a strengthen, continuous heal. He's a solid carry, I would say, for Ogre tribes. If you're still looking for a good carry, you shouldn't really worry if you get him, because he's gonna be a good carry for your Ogre tribes. But again, there's much better champions that you'll be wishing you get from voids. Let's say Eurogrim, which I still don't have on my main account, but I do have him on my free-to-play account, and I see the value in there already. Eurogrim, there's videos already of him soloing Faction Wars 21, which is insane. He's one of the few champions that can actually solo a boss, and in Faction Wars specifically, where it's much tougher to do so, then yeah, Eurogrim can do it, although you don't get the 3 stars. Next up, we've got Giscard, another champion, recent addition to the game. He has a provoke on his A2, great decreased attack on his A1 and on his A3, increased defense and increased attack buff, plus a passive, fills his champion's turn meter by 15% whenever they are attacked by an enemy under provoke debuff or increased attack debuff buff. So very, very specific skill set. This provoke was actually gonna be a 2-turn cooldown, but unfortunately Plarium watched the video of me and Chosen just saying this champion was gonna be insane with a 2-turn cooldown on a provoke, and they just went ahead and did it on a 3-turn cooldown, so he wasn't so broken, but he's still very good. If you have him fast enough, especially for dungeons like over 200 speed, he can actually do some proper rotation without having your other champions stay unprotected through the provoke. So he protects by having all the enemies focus him. So very solid champion again if you get him, but with the number of champions we get, we cannot max everything out. Then next up, we've got Bearcat the Malformed, another champion in the epics category that I think is a little bit weird, because we've got Vogoth and then we got Bearcat. So Bearcat does something like Vogoth does, which is whenever the champion's attacked, heals all allies except the champion by 20%. Vogoth does this with a much higher percentage, which is weird because I mean they do the same thing, but this guy should have done it the same as Vogoth. So have one for Nitrev and then have one for Undead. But this guy also has a provoke, and then on his A1 he can actually apply continuous heal if he crits. So it's weird, you need to have him tanky plus 100% crit in order for his continuous heal buff to apply on himself, so he heals for the damage that he takes from your ally. So a weird combo, but he can definitely be helpful for Nitrev if you still need a healer and you don't happen to summon something like Sinesha or Rector Drath. And then finally, we've got Turaki, another fantastic champion. I would say another top epic champion for the Shadowkin. And if you're looking for something for the clan boss, so Turaki has a big kit available, decreased attack on the A1, provoke on the A2, ally protection on the A3, plus poisons, and then also he whenever he gets hit, another plus healing from poisons. Then when he gets hit, he has the chance to apply poisons on the attack here, occurs once per hit. So this can be insane for the clan boss, since his kit is so big. He can take multiple roles as a poisoner, as a decreased attack champion, as an ally protector, and then for other PvE areas you can use him as a provoke champion. So great champion. You should definitely summon if you're still having issues with the clan boss and you're looking for that lucky epic, at least that's gonna help you out. So this 10x is insane. We also have a 2x coming for the Fire Knight. We're gonna have 2x on getting those regeneration gear. I know many of you don't have this kind of set yet, and it helps a ton against Bomo. So again, it's their way of saying, okay, you should go and farm Fire Knight. You're gonna get more regeneration sets. Me personally, I have a couple of regeneration sets, so I think I'm fine in that area. I don't think I'm missing too many for me to need, okay, I need to farm a ton, but maybe I'll farm just because there's gonna be a tournament this weekend. This was the video, guys. I hope you found this helpful. I did not upload a video yesterday because I was watching Squid Game on Netflix. An insane show. If you have the stomach for it, okay, I'm just gonna say that, you can watch it. But if you're, if you don't like watching scenes that might be a bit too intense, then maybe don't watch it. But it's an insane show, definitely for, I would say, adults, because of how rough it can be. But insane show, fantastic. I hope they make it season 2. So that's just me. Okay, guys, by the way, follow me on Twitter. I know you might not be using Twitter, but definitely follow me there. I post stuff like this, like an update on what shows I'm watching, more of the background and background of cold brew and what I do every single day. I post that on Twitter, plus the YouTube updates and any other updates relating to the channel and everything. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.